The Abrolhos is cursed with murder, mutiny, and lust. On a stormy night almost 400 years ago, the Dutch ship Batavia was sailing from the Cape of Good Hope to Batavia in Indonesia. The lookout saw what he thought was moonlight on the water, but it was foam from the breakers on Morning Reef. The ship struck the reef just there. You can just see where that ship sank. The waves kept pushing that ship until it carved a hole in the reef where divers found it 50 years ago. They brought the ship up and put it in the museum in Fremantle, leaving that blue boat-shaped hole in the reef. Actually, the Batavia was the first of at least 90 known shipwrecks at the Abrolhos, but its story is one of the most brutal events in Australia's history. On the 4th of June 1629, the Batavia hit Morning Reef in the Wallaby group of the Abrolhos. Around 300 passengers and crew made it ashore to some of the small islands nearby. The merchant commander Francisco Pelsart and the skipper Ari Jacobzoon, together with 46 passengers and crew, sailed to Batavia the city in one of the ship's boats. In an amazing feat of navigation and sailing, thanks to skipper Ari, the boat reached Batavia in 33 days. But he was imprisoned by the Governor-General for the loss of his ship on his arrival. Only Pelsart returned with the rescue party in the Sardam. When the rescue party arrived at the Abrolhos in the Sardam, they found the man who'd been left in charge, Hieronymus Cornelizone, had recruited a small band of men. Together they'd brutally raped and murdered more than 100 of their fellow survivors. Some of the murder victims were buried on what is now Beacon Island. The rest were thrown into the water to feed the sharks. Every good story has a hero, and so does the tragedy of the Batavia. Webber Hayes, a soldier who was sent with a group of others to East and West Wallaby Islands in search of water. He found not only water but food, in the shape of tamar wallabies, which they called cats. Hayes' group constructed stone shelters on West Wallaby Island, the first European structures on Australian soil. Traces of these shelters still remain on West Wallaby Island. When the Sardam returned, Hayes and his men told their rescuers in gory detail about the violence on the other islands and their own. Some of the murderers, including Hieronymus, were tortured until they confessed to their crimes before they were executed on Long Island in the Abrolhos. 2 more were marooned on the mainland and never seen by Europeans again. More than 200 people died at the Abrolhos because of the Batavia shipwreck, and who knows how many sea lions and wallabies died to feed the humans who survived. Pelsart's last words for the Abrolhos were, "With apparently beautiful weather, we have weighed our anchor and have gone under sail away from these disastrous Abrolhos." It's quite a horrible story, no matter whose perspective you see it from, because it really happened. It's been explored by several other authors like Greta van der Rohe, Deborah Lisson, Mike Dash, Henrietta Drake Brockman, Hugh Edwards and Peter Fitzsimmons, to mention just a few. If you're after all the details of the Batavia story, these are the books you want. This is a background video for Ocean's Gift, a story which takes place at the Abrolhos in modern times. Why didn't I put more of the Batavia story in Ocean's Gift? Main character Joe Fisher, pure and simple. He was more worried about his possible next-door neighbour than a historic shipwreck. His response to the Batavia story was, "Old shipwrecks have little appeal to me. They're all long dead now, whoever they were and whatever they did." Well, long dead they may be, but it shouldn't come as a surprise to any of you to find that many believe the islands are not only cursed, but haunted too.